Hello and welcome back to Ironman's Whimsy. This is our first card using the Perfectly Pears bundle and the Painterly Pears Designer Series paper. So I was inspired, this card was inspired by Joko Utomo from Journalsy, and I got that, it was on Facebook, and it's actually a junk journal tag that they had made, and it gave me the idea for how I was going to do this card. So this one we've got on a petal pink card base with an old olive 5 1/4 by 4 piece of cardstock. This one we're going to make on the excuse me, on the video today. We're going to do the other way around. So we're going to do an old olive card base and a petal pink background. So I've made myself a list of what I need to do, so you can see the words down the side. It's just how I can keep track of everything. So I've got all my bits and pieces. I cut my circles out with the stylish shapes. And this is just 2 of the sizes. So I get the hollow and I get the solid. And then I used one of the smaller ones to get this one. I've got my I'm going to call them burlap pieces. They're like hashtags. I'm just going to call them burlap pieces, as I don't know what they are. And I've got my greeting, and the greeting, hello friend. The stamps are from the set. The die is from the set as well. And then I've got, I think I've got 5 flowers, 4 or 5 flowers sets. I've got my die cuts, and I've got my pears. Actually, I want that one. What I did is I spent a couple hours this morning and I went through both pages of that paper and I die cut out all of the shapes that I could match. Now, what I realized when I did this one, I did cut a little bit of the top off so there wasn't a gap of white between the stem and the pear. But looking at these pears, I realized the stem should come out of the pear, not come from behind. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim off some of the white at the bottom so it actually looks like the stem is coming out of the pear as opposed to having a bit of a white piece below it. So anyway, we'll deal with that one a little bit later. So what we're going to do is go ahead and we're going to do some blending brush work. That's the first thing on my list, is blending brush work. So I'm just going to move those over there, and I'm not going to worry about coming off the page or anything. And this is tone on tone, so I'm using petal pink. I'm just adding some interest to the back of the paper. So I'm just going to keep, sorry, not to the back of the paper, but to the background of the image. So this is the front of the card front, and I'm just adding some interest. The next thing I need to do is I'm taking my flowers, and again, tone on tone, I'm using the petal pink. I'm coming round and I'm just adding flowers to the card base, or to the card front. Now I'm going to come in and add in the floral centers. I'm going to try and get them without coming right over top. It's a little hard to match these up, so I'm kind of winging it with where the floral centers need to go. So this one goes like this. So some of the flower centers are not going to line up, and that is okay. They're mostly going to line up, and if they don't, that seems like a really good place for some bling. Okay. And then, of course, we've got our scatter dots, and you know, if there's a good set of scatter dots in a stamp set, I am going to use them. So I'm just going to come around and add these scatter dots in, just adding that little bit of interest. Coming through, where else? I'm going to put some there like that. Maybe a little bit more there. Okay. So I'm done with the inking up, and I have to say, so far it looks a little bit stronger on the old olive, so we'll just keep building and see what happens. Okay, I need to put the circles down. This circle needs to go down first because the burlap goes over top of it, so I'm going to get my glue out. it actually helps having a list next to me, and then I know I'm not actually missing anything. So I'm just going to add the glue. There we go. And I'm going to pop this down right there like that. Okay. And I did put adhesive backing on the back of the Darling Duckling. This is Darling Duckling that I used for this. And I'm just going to pop that down like that. Okay. Then I need my dimensionals, which are right here. And I'm going to dimensionalize this piece. But I'm looking at this and going, yes, you're doing that, but I need to put the burlap down at the top first. So that's why I have burlap, then circles written down. So we're just going to take this. This is going to go up towards the top like that. And then I'm going to put this down over top like that. There we go. And next I'm going to dimensionalize this circle down. And this one really is just a backdrop for the pears. It's just there for interest, really. So I'm going to tuck that one like that. Now we're going to put our pears down. And I'm just going to put some adhesive on the back of the stamp so that I can put the stem on the pear like that. Okay. And then we're going to bring out our dimensionals again. And I'm just going to pop dimensionals on the back of the pear. And I'm going to see if I can pop one. No, it's not going to work. I need to put a dimensional on the leaf of the pears. I need my scissors. There we go. I'm just going to cut one of those, one of the larger pieces, in half. And we're going to pop that down. Oops, I put that on the wrong one. Needs to go on this leaf here. Okay, and we're going to peel that off. And this. And this. And then we're going to pop this down. I was a little bit low on this card, so I'm going to pop this. I'm trying to build this one just a little bit higher. Okay, so that's going to go down like that. And then these pears end up, I'm just flat mounting these pears. And they end up just going over like that. And then we're going to put our hello friend down. So we're going to pop the hello here like this. Make sure I'm straight. There we go. And that is over top of that leaf because I've changed where the pear leaf is. So this is going to be just a little bit different. So we've got the hello friend there. Now I need to put the flowers down, and some of the flowers I dimensionalized and some I didn't. These ones tuck in up here. So I'm covering up some of the stamping that I did, but that's okay. There's little bits of it that show underneath, and that's fine. Okay, we're going to put some flowers in here like this. We're just going to tuck them in like that. Okay, and then these ones get tucked in at the bottom like this. We're kind of filling in some of the empty space is what we're doing. We're adding interest and we're building layers as we go. And this one I dimensionalized, so let's just pop that small dimensional that I cut, and let's just trim another one up. It's a nice thing about using the edges of the sheet. You can make the dimensionals whatever size you need them to be. Okay, and we're going to peel those off. And this is going to sit like that. Okay, and then do I have them all done? 1, 2, I do. but I feel like this is a little bit empty down here now. So do I need to put some flowers down here as well? I just need to decide what I'm going to do. And I might actually add another round of flowers under there. So we'll just flat mount those and just tuck them underneath, maybe like that. There we go. And that's, you build as you go. Whatever you think works, you go right ahead and do. Okay, and let's put this on the card base. Like that, stick it down. And I have got some antique pearls. I used the glimmer faceted gems on this one. I'm going to use the antique pearls on this one. And I'm just going to tuck them in, just to, again, helps carry the eye around. And I'm trying to aim for the middle of the flowers on some of them. They don't have to go in the middle of the flowers. Pop one over there like that. And then I'm going to add another one just on here because there's room on there to add it. And sorry, I'm going to put another one because I'm going to put another one right down there like that. So this is the two cards, or these are the two cards. I like the lighter background, but I like how the ink shows up a little bit more on the old olive than with the petal pink. I think I might still use the petal pink card base, but I might try maybe peach pie or second value calypso coral to do the inking. But it does still add a level of detail to the base. So let me know what colors combinations you would do, and if you prefer the old olive or the petal pink. So thank you so much for watching, and let's create together again soon.